that works. Oh, okay, great. Now I will delete out, and we can get this started. Okay. I should probably get this started. Great. Oh, I look like a drowned rat. Which is totally fine with me, I guess. Oh my word, why do I look like a drowned rat? I fogged up my glasses. I don't know who's watching, but I'm glad that that's how you entered this live stream. It was me fogging up my glasses. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. I'm going to leave at some point to get soda because I'm at the dining hall. So, like, yeah, enjoy that. Hello, whoever this is. I've got the pop-up chat all set, and we can start this story time as soon as I get more people. So, if you do not mind, I'm going to get some soda. I'll be right back. I'm back. I got my soda. It's root beer. It makes me a cool kid. And it's still just them. It's 2 people. Welcome back. You didn't miss anything. Please don't leave. I'm sorry I look like a drowned rat. Hello, Becca, my dear, my love, how are you? I'm sorry that I look like I haven't showered in 3 days, but that's because I haven't, and we will get to that part of the story when I have more folks. In the meantime, how are you? How is everything? Still only 2 of you. Just 2 of them. It's root beer. I don't know what you know what root beer is, but it's incredible. I know I had to explain it to one of my friends who does not live in the States. Did I message send? I'm confuddled. How do I drop the emojis? I give up. Hello. That sounds like the story of my life, more or less. I'm glad you fixed it. I would be sad if you weren't able to participate. In theory, I probably should have gotten a copy. But how am I? I'm doing great. How are you? I mean, I'm doing better, I guess. But I am very excited to spill the tea on this issue I have had with my roommate. It'll be nice to share with people how absolutely insane she is. And I'll apologize again for the noise. Hear any? Because I'm in the dining hall of my school. There's a 3rd person. Hello, welcome, welcome. No, you are absolutely correct in your assumption. She is. She's bananas. Absolutely insane.
Come on here. I gotta get my keys. Look at the keys. Jamie,
I'm just waiting for more people, is all, so I can share this story with more people. There's still only 3 of you. Also, if you see me, like, I think I explained this in my last live stream, but I'm gonna go ahead and say it again. If you see me like reaching towards the screen and me doing this, that, and the other thing, it's because my screen is touchscreen. I can't use the bottom part of my laptop because my pet pig, who is 200 pounds, stepped on my computer, and so the bottom portion of my laptop no longer works. So I have to touch the screen. Oh, that was attractive.
But you could tell the room got there working out in the morning.
Did I say pet pig? I did. I do have a pet pig. He is 200 pounds. He's big. And he's the problem. He's a diva. Piece of crap. Oh, I lost one of you. I'm sorry. I didn't know Tofu would offend you. His name is Tofu, by the way. I didn't know Tofu would offend you. My apologies. That's cool. The only pets I had was a dog when I was like 3. I've had lots of pets, but Tofu is definitely the most interesting one I've had. He's a joy. I guess, if that's what you want to call it. Oh, okay. There's only 2 of you now. That's fine. Can everybody just come back? Please. My dude. People are so dramatic. It seriously just aggravates me what people choose to make problems. But that's fine. Hi, Danielle. Welcome. How are you? How are you today? It's good to see you. My dear. It gives me headaches, but I love you anyway. Welcome. I never called you that. Well, I just did. So, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. Hello, my love. How are you? All 3 of you are talking to me now. I'm so happy. I'm just going to wait a couple more minutes for people to show up, and then I will go ahead and start sharing the story of my absolutely 110% psychotic roommate. Oh my word, y'all! Did you see the out of character comment I got on my Discord yesterday? I was like, oh, that's a little intense. But shoot, you do you, I guess. I don't know which one of you guys sent it, but somebody's got anger issues with me. Excuse me, which is all well and good, I guess. I just wish I knew what the problem was. I'm just gonna give it like 5 more minutes, and then we'll get started. In the meantime, I'm gonna check out Anton's inbox and see who I need to reply to. I know there's like a hefty sum of you need replies. Let's see, I replied to you. I have not replied to you. So, Becca, I am sending your reply now. Okay, Becca, your reply has been sent. Danny, I'm going to send a reply from Anton, and then I'll move on to Andrew in just a second. That was a great reply. 10 out of 10. The best reply I've written all day. Anyone say anything? Don't let someone bring you down too. They're just jealous. You're a likable person. People like Anton too. Well, I appreciate that. I think it was just more so the way they worded it. Like, you're not God's gift to the site. No, duh. I know that. Your point? I'm just me. I like cookies. Ooh. Why is it that every time I start these live streams, Anton's in an argument with Sia? That's so good. Oh, I love it. Oh, there's 5 of you now. Hello, darlings. Welcome, welcome. That's a good amount. I'm just going to go ahead and send Andrew's reply to Danny, like I promised, and then we will get started about this story. And then I'll take questions and all that good stuff at the end, and prayer requests at the end, as per the usual. Everyone's liking the picture. Yay. Woo. Cool beans. You're a popular admin. Oh, I have a lovely accent. Thank you. It's nice. I'm just me though, but I appreciate it. Popular admin on the site, your character's popular. People hate they just shush. Well, I mean, like, I just don't want people to get the wrong impression that I think like that I am the site, that I am the one. No, I'm not. I'm just a 21-year-old girl that likes to hang out with people. I like to write stories. I like DJs, specifically the German ones. I'm not trying to be more than anything. I'm just trying to be me. Am I humble? I thank you. I appreciate that. I never really considered myself humble. I just kind of saw myself as like a realist. Like I know that I've got a lot of friends, and I know that I have a lot of friends and a lot of storylines and a lot of connections. But there was never a point where I thought that I was like the admin, because I'm not, and I know that. How is the weather? The weather here today is very nice. Let me check what the temperature is at the moment, because it keeps changing. As of right now, my phone is heckin' slow. Anton has a restraining order. I would not be surprised if at this point he did. Although I feel like it would be more so on my dad than anyone else. But that's a story for another time. It's 68 degrees here, which I don't know what that would be in Celsius, but that's like really nice, especially because we have a good breeze coming through. So it's great. I really should have gotten coffee instead of root beer, but it's too late. Mistakes have been made. Choices will have to be made. Okay. I replied on Andrew. I replied on Anton. To mostly everybody. Anton just got like 4 replies at once, so I'll get to them later. Ignore the haters. That's nice. Oh, thank you, Maria. I appreciate that. Anton and your dad and I hang out all the time. It's awesome. I believe that. Although if you listen to my mom, Anton hangs out with my mom, which I believe it. My mom's cool. But I figured you were. But hello, BB's admin. It's nice to see you. Okay. Okay. So, I've got about 5 of you. I hope it's not too gross if I like clean off my teeth with a napkin real quick. Is that okay? Is that cool? I'll just do it off camera because that's cool. Okay, I think I got it. Okay. So I have 6 of you now. Welcome, 6th person. Okay. So I'm gonna. Oh, I went from 6 to 4 people in one sentence. What the heck? Oh, you guys, that hurts. Was it really that bad? Was the I did the teeth cleaning off camera. I don't know what else you want me to do. That hurts. I trusted you. This is why. That's okay. I knew you guys were. So I went from 6 people to 4 in the span of like half a second. I don't know what I said or what I did. How depressing. Well, then I hope that it is worth your time, Becca, my dear. Shoot, which is like. Oh, word. Okay. Okay, well, there's 4 of you. I'm gonna go ahead and tell this story. I'm super hyped up. Like, I've never really done like a story time thing before, but I watched like a whole bunch of the Gabby show beforehand, so like, I'll go ahead and I hyped myself up. I'm ready for this. I am YouTuber material. I am so golden. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I know that you guys write it differently. I apologize. My mistake. I'm just an American. I ride on the back of eagles on my way to McDonald's. I don't know any better. My apologies. Okay. So, let's get this story started. Oh, I'm getting mad just thinking about it. But okay. Yeah. Yes, I hear you. I hear you. I'm sorry. I'm going to go ahead and share this link one more time. Okay. I'm putting the link out a couple more times. And then we'll go ahead and get started. If you sent me an Anton, and actually he just shows up. Hey, Guten Tag. No. If you have sent Anton a reply in the time that I have been over here, I haven't, probably. I just will not reply to it until the story is over because I'm already like super hyped. Okay. So, those of you that like talk to Anton often or check your feed. Oh, bye Marie. I'll catch you up in the story later. So, those of you that check the feed often or that are close friends with me personally have more often than not heard me talk about my psychotic roommate. She has been an issue for me, more or less, since I got here. If you are not too entirely aware of what here is, this is school. This is my college. This is where I go to get an education. I'm working on getting my counseling license for crisis intervention. Well, first things first, I'll have to get it in drug and alcohol counseling, but everything's a stepping stone process. Anyway, so the first time that I met her was when I was coming up the stairs. The first night here, I was coming up the stairs. I mean, you should. I'm not saying that you should do it, but like if it were to happen, I'd probably back up your story. Anyway, so the first time I had met her was coming up the stairs, couple first weeks here. In fact, it was like the first week here. And she was pulling her suitcases and stuff up the stairs, and she was like, "Hey, can I get some help?" And I was like, "Yeah." Now at the time, I didn't realize she was my roommate. I just thought she was somebody that was pulling her suitcases up the stairs. to her room, and so I wanted to help. So I grabbed her stuff and I asked her what room she was going into. She told me, and I was like, oh hey, that's the same quad that I live in. We'll be quad mates. And she was like, oh, are you Faith? And I was like, yeah. And she's like, you're my roommate. And I was like, oh, this is nice to meet you. I brought her inside. I made her like a cup of coffee. We sat and we talked, and I learned a lot about her. I'm not gonna say her name because it's like I don't feel like any of you would go looking for her. But like I feel like you also might. So just to play it safe. Yes. So anyway, time passes and like we don't do a lot of talking. The first week of classes, I came down with the flu. Yes. The flu, and it sucked. I was really, really sick. I couldn't even get out of bed without feeling really dizzy or like wanting to fall over. And so naturally, and I will admit this up front, I did not take care of myself very well within that week. Like, I didn't shower. I didn't wash my sheets. I didn't do my laundry. For the sole purpose of every time I got up, I felt like I was going to fall over. So I pretty much got up, I went to class, came back from class, and would just fall right back asleep. In fact, I didn't even want to go to class. I really didn't. But I went anyway because college. So are y'all still following me? Does everything make sense? Any questions or anything? There's 6 of you now, so I'm trying to make sure that y'all get it. That y'all understand what I'm saying. Oh, there's only 5 of you. See, somebody left. Give her a fake name. Okay. Shoot, a fake name. Okay. We will call her. Oh, I feel like I should use a character on the site's name. Nona. You know what? Okay. We're gonna call her Nona just because that's hysterical. Becky, Becca, I love you. Okay, we're gonna call her Nona. Okay, that works. So that first week, I was really sick. I didn't shower. I didn't do laundry. I barely moved. I only got up for the sake of going to class, and I'm sure that I look like a drowned rat. So that's fine. Nona gets a hold of me that week, and she's like, so this is how I should have known how the semester was going to go. She finds me, right? And she goes, so I have a question. And I was like, yeah, what's up? And she looks at me and she goes, so like, how broke are you? What does that mean? How broke am I? Semester is the 6 months that I stay at school. Like, I should have known that this is how this term was gonna go. So yeah, she looks at me and she's like, how broke are you? And besides the fact that that's incredibly rude, I had like zero idea why. No, you're good. Why she was asking me how much money I had. So I told her at the time, I was like, I've got enough. Why? And her response was, oh, well, you know, it's just, I don't see you shower. So like, I figured you might need some shampoo or something. So like, how broke are you? And I was like, I have shampoo, but thanks. I appreciate it. It was just really catty, really rude, but I kind of just tried to figure it as an isolated incident. And the state that she's from is kind of known for having rude people, so like I kind of just brushed it off as like, oh, maybe it's just a difference in environment. Maybe I'm just like, you know, whatever. So some more time passes, and we don't, like, there's no other problems because like we don't talk, like we just don't speak, we don't communicate. And so what happened next? Yes, so there comes a night where I'm sitting at my desk and she's on the phone with her boyfriend, which, by the way, can I just tell you that she is never not on the phone with her boyfriend? Like, she's beginning of the morning. There was even a day where I caught them where she put Skype on her phone and Skyped him, and then she set the phone like on her bed. So like they were on Skype all night long. That's a huge invasion of privacy there. Like, that's cute and all, but like I don't want to roll over and see that your boyfriend's awake getting some milk from the kitchen and he's looking in our bedroom. That's freaky. It'd be a whole different story if if she lived by herself. But whatever, you go off, you do you.
Hey, Michelle, who she go?
Anyhow, are y'all following along? Is everything okay? Is everything making sense about the lovely, lovely Nona so far and so forth? Like, it's not just me, right? Like, that's kind of creepy to like have your boyfriend on Skype all night in a shared bedroom. Like, please tell me that like it's not just me, that I'm not just down on love. I don't know why I keep wiping my face. There's nothing on it. Okay. I'm just gonna assume that y'all are doing good, because Becca's really the only one that's talking. She didn't tell me she's bad, so I'm assuming we're fine. Cool. All right. So there comes a night where I'm sitting at my desk, and she's on the phone with her boyfriend, and she walks in. Like, she hasn't been in all day. She walks in. I'm making detailed notes for what I call this school. Thank you. So she walks in. She hasn't been in all day. I haven't spoken a word to her since this morning. And while she is still on the phone with her boyfriend, she comes over to me and she goes, "Hey, so are you on your period?" And I said, "No, I am not." And she said, "Okay, because like I can smell it from here, so you should take a shower now," while she is on the phone with her boyfriend. Okay, there's 1,000,001 things wrong with why she did that, but one of the key, I know, like, that's a total moo-moo situation, you know? So, like, there's 1,000,001 things wrong with that, but the key thing to me was that if you really felt like it was that bad, I really wish you would have pulled me aside privately and told me so. Not while you're on the phone with your boyfriend. That's just rude. But okay, like, I will admit that it really upset me in the moment, and I ended up leaving the dorm to go step outside and call my mom and cry, like a typical 21-year-old would do, because I handle these things with grace and intellect. And I came back in a couple hours later, and I pulled her aside, and I was very calm, and I was like, "Hey, I just wanted to let you know that what you did hurt my feelings. It really upset me." And she was like, "Oh, well, I put him on mute when I told you that." And I said, "Well, I don't care. Like, you should have just not been on the phone at all." I then followed it up with, is there any way that like I can make this less weird for you? Like, I know that you had 2 roommates and now you just have one, and it's also somebody you've never met before. Like, am I just making you uncomfortable? Is there something I can do to make this living situation more comfortable? And yeah, I don't know. I don't know much about the boyfriend. Yeah, and she was like, "Oh, no, there's nothing, it's fine." And I was like, "Okay, welcome, 7th person. Nice to see if somebody joined." So, like, I left it alone. Throw the whole roommate away. Oh, it gets so much worse. So time passes. Now, here's where you're going to kind of need to know some little bit of backstory. The roommate that I had previous semester or previous term, if you will, used to have really bad OCD when it came to her things, like actual, like, obsessive compulsive disorder with her things in the shower when somebody else would go into the shower. And so what she would have me do is that anything that belonged to my roommate previous semester, I had to remove out of the shower before I went in, and she would come in and put it back. So I was used to taking things out of the shower when I went in. I did it once, and it was just this semester I did it. I was doing the same thing because it had become habit for me at that point. And it was a white shower poof or a loofah, or those things that you lather soap onto and then you scrub your body with it. Body sponge, whatever term you want to use. So I moved it out of the shower and I put it in the sink. And I showered. And my roommate had taken a picture and she was like, "Why is it in the sink?" And I had explained the situation to her. I was like, "Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Like, it's just out of habit. I apologize." And she was like, "Okay, that's fine. Just make sure it doesn't happen again." A week or so later, I messed up, admittedly, and I did it again. I moved the shower poof out of the shower. She messages me again and she's like, "How come you moved my shower poof again?" And I explained it to her. I was like, "Oh my gosh, like I really am sorry." And she just kind of was like, "Okay, whatever." And so after that, I didn't touch the shower poof. Flash forward to a little while ago. I don't know if y'all remember when I dyed my hair red, and when I did it at the time, it was bright red. And so I was putting off a shower for as long as possible because I didn't want the dye to run. But eventually, of course, I can only go like a day and a half without a shower before I start to feel weird. So I decided that I was going to take a shower. Now, the shower, the sponge or whatever, it's white, and my hair dye was bright red, and I knew for a fact that once I took this shower, it was going to stain the white poof if I showered and just let the water run onto the poof. So I removed the shower poof out of the shower. I set it down. I got into the shower. I showered, and sure enough, the water was like blood red. And it was like that for a good while because it was the first time since I had put this dye in. So like all this stuff. And sorry. No, you're good. Welcome, Max. So the water was like blood red, and I was really thankful that I had moved her stuff. I did not do it to upset her. I did it to respect her belongings because I did not want to stain her white shower poof with my blood red hair dye, which is exactly what would have happened. Anyway, I get out of the shower, and this time I remembered that I had removed it, so I took the poof and I put it back exactly where I found it. I get out of the shower and I change into my pajamas and I go out into the common area. I'm sitting there on my laptop, and now not even 15 minutes later. Thank you, Becca. I'm glad that makes sense. So I'm sitting in the common area on my laptop, getting to replies and talking to people. And not even 15 minutes later does my roommate come out like a suburban soccer mom. She's got like the towel around her, and she's got like her hair put up, and she's like, "Hey, Chai, how are you? Good to see you." And she goes, "Did you touch my shower poof?" And I said, "Yeah, I moved it. I didn't want to stain it, but I put it back when I was done." And she goes, "But I told you not to touch it." So naturally, my response is, "Well, would you have liked me to have stained it instead?" And she goes, "No, I just told you not to touch it." So I said, "Okay, I won't touch it again." I get up to go into the room, and she full on slams the door in my face. Like I'm standing there like, "Oh, okay. No big deal. That's fine. Sure." Okay. I immediately grab my bag and I walk upstairs to talk to the RAs about what had happened, and I made it very clear to them that I was no longer going to be staying in the room. I wanted to put in a room change request. I did not want to deal with her because at this point it was very obvious that she was irrational, and she was not, it wasn't good. And my roommate and my RAs, which I don't know if you use the same term in the UK, so I'm just saying this to try and help out. I apologize if I come across as like offensive, but RAs, like the resident assistants, and they're basically like, they're the ones that are in charge of overlooking the whole building to make sure that the girls are getting along and that like there's no property damage and all of that fun stuff. Oh, there's 9 of you now. Hello. Y'all are tea spillers. I appreciate it. Love it. Just got in. Hello. Hi. Great. So my RAs, they were very like, yeah, of course, like we totally understand. Like we want to help out in any way that we can. Like that was so unfair of her. We're so sorry. And they call me Sweet Faith. They're like, hello, Sweet Faith. Like it's so nice to see you. So I was like, I'm glad that you guys understand. And I ended up staying with in my friend's dorm for like, I want to say about 4 days before I ended up coming back to my dorm. And even then, I had this system where like I would stay up really late in the common area. I would fall asleep on the sofa, and then I would set the alarm on my phone. So that way I was up and out of the dorm before my roommate woke up. It's actually kind of sad. Like, I was borrowing friends' showers, and I was, wearing the same clothes over and over again, and it sucked. It was not great. It was not the ideal way to live for a long time. It was I want to say about 2 weeks. Eventually, I decided to come back into my dorm. And my roommate was still there, and she was acting like nothing had happened. So, I kind of came up with, well, okay, if I just come into the room and go to bed and just leave, like every day, just come in, sleep, get up, leave, come in, sleep, get up, leave, we're not going to talk. We're not going to have a conversation. It's going to go to minimum, whatever. I kept putting in the room change request, and for some reason, it's still been like hella delayed. I have no idea why, but Bugatti, whatever. Now we get to the recent thing that happened a couple days ago. And I hope that y'all are ready, because this is the part where I have receipts. Screenshots. Oh no, there's that too. Yeah, how about like last week, I put on my shoes to go get a sandwich, and there's white stuff in my shoes. Like white powder in my shoes. I have no idea what this powder is. They were definitely not in my shoes when I went to go take a nap. It's just there. I have pictures of that. 1 second, let me pull them up. Okay. Oh, look. So you can't really see it all that well, but like right here, there's white stuff. There's on my shoes. I also took a picture of the powder on my fingers. Is there any way I can make that less? Let me try turning the brightness down. Maybe you guys can see it that way. Oop. Let me try that. There, so you can see there's powder on my fingers. I know, right? No, not all I wanted was a sandwich. So see, like, there's powder on my fingers that was in these shoes. It was all over my shoes. It looked like somebody took this powder and just on my Converse. So, flash forward to 2 nights ago. 2 nights ago. The room change request has still not been put through. I am told that the earliest I can move is Monday. It was supposed to be the 9th of this month was when I was supposed to be in my room. And for some reason, here we are on the 22nd of April, and I still am not in my room. But whatever. We were coexisting in silence, so it didn't bother me none. Anyway, I came in the room, incredibly late. It was about 1:15 in the morning. At this point in time, I am broke. And I had just used the rest of my toilet paper, and so I didn't have any. My plan was to get some yesterday. We'll get to that in a minute. But at the time, it's 1:15 in the morning, and I walk into the room, and my roommate is asleep, and I really have to use the bathroom. So, the basic human need to use the toilet. I used the toilet, and I used the toilet paper. It is my roommate's toilet paper, but I only used a little bit of it. And my plan was in the morning to let her know I had used some and then even offer to buy her a whole new roll. But it's 1:15 in the morning. I'm not going to wake her up to ask to use a couple sheets of toilet paper. Because that's absolutely ridiculous, right? Like, that's not just like, why would I wake you up at 1 o'clock in the morning to ask to use, a couple squares of toilet paper? Whatever. So I go to bed. I wake up the next morning so I wake up yesterday, and there is a gigantic paragraph sent to me at 3:45 in the morning from my roommate expressing her anger for me using the toilet paper. And it goes a little something like this. So this is her message to me, sent at 3:45 in the morning. She got up at 3 in the morning and texted this to me. She didn't even wait until the morning to talk to me face to face. She texted this to me at 3:45 in the morning. And if you don't believe me, take a look at this. This is quite the message. Girl. Okay. So here's what it says. I am up right now, so upset. You went to the bathroom and used my toilet paper. The last time I checked, I'm the only one with toilet paper, so you have been using mine without asking. The reason I'm texting you is so that I don't get more angry in person and deal with you. I also notice sometimes that there be Q-tips in the trash can, but whose Q-tips are they? When did you own Q-tips? I'm not stupid, Faith, and I'm about sick and tired of your mess. I've had enough. I'm tired of you walking around here, touching my stuff like I would never know, but you're not slick at all. I know every single time. This is the last time you will touch my stuff, you got it? My money is spent, not for your use. It's for mine. So unless you want to buy me a whole new products of everything you have used, I advise you stop. And on top of the anger I have with you, I advise you stop. Now, I'm tired of it. You've got the wrong girl, Faith, I promise you. You might be able to fool everyone else, but you don't fool me. So when you get this, I hope you read this text, and I hope you know how serious I am. Go to the store and get your own stuff. I wouldn't be so bothered if you would just ask, and on top of that, if you didn't lie to my face so gosh darn much. Sent at 3:45 in the morning, over toilet paper. The comment she made about my Q-tips. I have Q-tips in my med kit. I would also like to point out that her spelling is so bad. It's so bad. She's like a 5-year-old. Oh my god. Anyway, okay. Yeah, she's in college. She's my roommate. She's 18. Go figure. Now, here is my response. And when I read my response to you, I want you to tell me honestly if I was rude or condescending in any way, shape, or form. So here is my response. No one is lying to you, and I apologize if you feel or see it that way. However, directly coming from my character and my personality is not very kind on your part. I'm not fooling anyone, and it's a shame that you would use that as basis for an argument. Yes, I used some toilet paper when I got in last night, but that's due to me not having any at this time, and as my plan was, to get some today. I will not be buying any supplies for you, unfortunately, as I cannot even seem to afford the basics for myself. If in the future you have concerns or issues, please speak to me directly. Any questions or worries you have, I might be able to explain or remedy. Smiley face. Have a good day. So that was my response to that. Okay? So, to the best of my knowledge, I wasn't rude or condescending or mean or anything. I could be wrong, but I don't think I was. I'm not condescending at all or rude. I'm glad that you think so, because as angry as I was trying really, really hard to just remain calm. Do you want to know what her response to that was? How did she even know you used the toilet paper? Dude, I have no idea. I really don't know how she even found out. I think I have no idea. So, her response to the message that I had sent was, and I quote again, I'm not in the mood for all the BS that just came out of your mouth. This is not the first time you've touched my stuff without my permission, so I have every right to be mad. I would have confronted you to your face, but you haven't. But the last time that happened, you cried wolf, so I got yelled at. So this time I texted you. I'm assuming she's referring to the night that she slammed the door in my face because I removed her shower proof so it wouldn't get stained. I'm pretty sure that's what she's referring to. If you want to use my stuff, you better ask first. I didn't say you had to buy me stuff right now. I said that you are going to buy me stuff if you continue to use my stuff. You got it? Okay. Over toilet paper. All of this was over a couple sheets of toilet paper and Q-tips that I use from my own med kit. I don't understand why she's so pressed over toilet paper, but okay. You do you. So, my response was, BS? How so? Please explain how me apologizing and offering to help out with any trespasses is BS. Her response was, you didn't offer to help nothing, girl. And it's BS because you always just apologize every time and treat it like I'm doing something wrong. Like I said, if you need something, ask for it first. I'm not arguing with you about my things. Point blank is that I see every time you touch my things, and I hope you know that. So there, for I am telling you, this is the last time you use my stuff. And like I said again for the 20th time, if you need something, all you got to do is ask. It's funny because you say, yeah, I just used some, but my plan is to get some today. That's not how it works. And it wasn't just last night you used it either. So use your mouth that you love to run to tell people the opposite of what is going on and come to me to ask to use it. That's courtesy and a rule we both agreed to and we said we got here. Oh, Max. After my own heart, you are correct. I should have said that. Use the mouth that you love to run. Oh my God. So my response to this was, considering the only people I have spoken to are the RAs, I find that hard to believe, but sure, no problem. And in return, I'll ask that gossip about me to other quadmate stops and that you no longer put whatever you put in my shoes. Is that understood? She says, you might want to think again of who you have spoken to and who would say that, honey. Y'all, I don't know how I'm not in jail yet. Because man, oh man. So, I said, I've really only spoken in depth with the RAs, which I can gladly prove if you need me to. She says, I didn't say you haven't spoken to the RAs if you read that wrong. I said, think about others you have talked to, and I don't gossip about you. I speak facts. And it was mainly me telling that nothing is being handled and that I was going to hire authorities, which I did, and that was it. I don't worry about you. You're not a topic of my conversation every day. I can care less, to be honest. You're just a roommate who is here that I say hi and bye to. That's it. And I said, you made it obvious you don't care. I already knew that. She goes, that means what exactly? Because the last time I checked, I've reached my hand out plenty of times, and you're the one that didn't take the offer. I'm sorry. Oh my god. Yo, like, I have no idea what kind of drug she's on. Oh my god. Like, I didn't lose you guys, right? Like, I'm not just being, like, irrational.
Yeah.
Like, please tell me that it's, like, I'm not being, like, the jerk here. Oh, maybe I am, but, like, oh my word. Anyway, moral of the story is that I'm trying to remain completely calm. I everything that I word, I'm just trying to, like, stay really calm and chill about everything. Apparently she tells me, and I quote, I have about 150 pictures on my phone of all kinds of evidence, so I don't want to hear none of that. None spelled N-U-N like the ladies in church. 150 pictures. None. At this point, I don't even know why I'm arguing with her. Like, she can't even spell correctly. Like, she can't even properly write out her argument. So I don't even know why I'm still going. None. Oh my gosh. Can we also talk about the fact that she said she's had 150 photos when I haven't even been in the dorm long enough to do 150 things wrong? How I've been staying at other people's dorms and taking showers at other people's dorms to avoid her. So in order for you to have 150 photos, that means that you've been following me around with a camera, which is incredibly creepy. That's really creepy and, like, stalker behavior. Who takes 150 photos, my dude? So, there's even one point I said something. Here's what I said. I said, I haven't lied on anything brought to my attention. I have told it as I saw it from my perspective. Example, the shower poof. The night you know, slammed the door in my face. I had moved the poof while I took my shower so as not to stain it with my bright red hair dye, not to upset you, to be respectful to your belongings. When I was done showering, I put it back, exactly where I found it. The level of aggression I was met with over a misunderstanding was incredibly uncalled for. I even told you, okay, I won't touch it again, and I haven't. I never wanted to put you out, make you uncomfortable, or if I've done anything in that nature, and I will rightfully apologize. She said, you keep saying you just moved it to move it when I told you when it was about the 5th time I told you not to touch it. To which I corrected her and said 3rd. It was the 3rd time, and I moved it with purpose and not out of habit. Her response immediately to that, unlike an adult, is, great, you can count. Great, you can count. Great, you can count. Great, you can count. Y'all, I must have read that one bit of that paragraph over and over again. Great, you can count You're right. I can count. They teach you that in high school. Assuming you made it that far. Actually, they teach you that in kindergarten. The same grade that they teach you that if you can't say anything nice, don't say anything at all. And clearly, she missed both lessons. But okay. All right. Sure. Somebody quote me on that. Can I get an amen? Please and thank you. Somebody quote me on that. Get that up there. Please and thank you. I want to make sure that the people know that if there is anything that I have said this live stream, it would be that. Ooh. Thank you, Max. That's the one thing. Anyhow. Anyhow. So listen, so this is where it gets so great. So we keep going back and forth, and she says this. If you would like to talk face-to-face, we can. I mean, we were supposed to sit with the RAs, but you refused to, as I was told, and then you avoided the room for days, as if I threatened to hit you or something, LOL. But yeah, we can talk face-to-face. I don't got no problem telling you to your face what I just told you. If you need, just ask, because I'm generous, as you can see. Yeah. You are so generous that this whole argument started over a couple squares of toilet paper. But go off. That's fine. You're out of your mind. You don't believe me. Oh, shoot. I need to block her name out. Because I'm generous. What? I'm going to Google what the definition of generous is. What does the world say? The generous means a person showing a readiness to give more of something as money or time than is strictly necessary or expected. Showing kindness towards others. Larger or more plentiful than is usual or necessary. So if you were generous, why did you get on my case over a couple squares of toilet paper? Please explain that to me. I want answers. Oh my God. Like you. Oh my God. I wish that somebody could have been following me around with the camera to like take a picture of my face as I'm reading these text messages. Like, you have some kind of nerve calling yourself generous? Are you serious? Get out of my face, dude. Like, no. No. So, my response to that was basically just that I appreciated the offer and that if I needed it, I would let her know. And so she goes, I'm sure you do. So I asked her, what would that imply? And then she started being really mean. I already told you, if you can't read, that I was talking about how the situation was being handled. And then I said, there is no need to be aggressive. And what was her response to that? Oh my God, grow up. All I told her was that she was being aggressive, that she was being rude. But I'm the one that needs to grow up. Okay. Sure. No problem. And so we haven't spoken since. Oh, yeah. Yeah, 18 going on 8. You are correct in that assumption, my friend. And there was so much more she said. Like how I responded to her text messages. And this is how she ends our conversation. Are you done texting me back? Great. Like I said, have a great day. Don't text back. But we can't actually just add the E in there. So it's TXT. Because we're college kids. We know how to spell. That brings us to today. I haven't showered in 2 days. I have worn this shirt for 3 days. Is her. She has made it very clear that she is aggressive. That she's saying, yeah, we can talk face to face, implies that she's waiting for me. And the fact, too, that she's gotten photographs, 150 of them apparently, means that she's following me around with the camera. So, no. I have no reason to want to see her. But as a result, I haven't gotten to shower. I've been wearing the same outfit for 3 days. I'm basically homeless until tomorrow. So here I am on a live stream. And that, my friends, is the tea about my crazy roommate. Thank you for sticking with me on that joyride, whatever you want to call that. I appreciate y'all listening to me talk about this basket case that I've been forced to live with. But Bugatti. Oh, great. Yeah, she's insane. Now, I didn't necessarily want to make this live stream a Q&A, but I did get a couple of questions from a couple other people. So I'm just going to go ahead and answer those out of the way. And then I'm going to take prayer requests exactly like I did the last video. And then I will let y'all go and enjoy your lovely Sunday. It's the Lord's Day. It's the Lord's Day. I shouldn't be talking about demons in disguise. So I'm going to pull those questions up, give you guys like 5 minutes to ask if you have any questions. And then we will take prayer requests, and then I'll let y'all go. Sound good? Sound good. So these questions that I have that I'm pulling up is from Leanne, my beautiful, darling Leanne. So, first question. How does Anton feel about Leanne and his relationship? Would he like to be more involved when it comes to Mila? So, if you are asking how the situation with Mila and Leanne as opposed to his next romantic relationship, he's totally fine with that. He's made it very clear that, like, he did not physically sleep with Leanne. They're not in love. They're not a couple. There has never been a point in time where they've been in love with each other. He really just he donated for that baby. So I think that he's fine with that as far as his next relationship goes. Does he want to be more? Of course, he loves kids. Yeah, he'd be there if of course if Leanne wanted him to be. I mean, at this point, as much as he loves the baby, he also understands that like it's not his kid, you know. So like he doesn't want to overstep boundaries, but he also would absolutely 110% be there if she wanted him to be there because like it is his genetics. So I don't think he'd have a problem. How do you feel about Leanne? I've been told she's obnoxious. I'm gonna watch the live stream once I get back. Anton loves Leanne. I feel like they don't talk a lot. So like, I mean, they don't talk enough. They talk a lot, but they don't talk enough. So he doesn't find her obnoxious. In fact, I feel like if anything, he'd be more willing to sit down and get to know more about her, like learn more about who she is. Probably should do that before you have a baby with someone, but when has Anton ever done anything that's made sense? So yeah, he loves her. I don't think she's obnoxious though. If that makes you feel any better, like take heart in that. But like, I don't think she's obnoxious whatsoever. And yeah, I'll definitely leave this live stream up link for a while for the people that didn't get to see it that are interested to hear about my psychotic roommate and these very few questions that I answer. Now, I will leave the floor open. Do any of all 6 of you have any questions that you would like me to answer today? While y'all figure that out, I'm going to go get some more soda. BRB. I got soda and they turned off the lights. I probably should have warned y'all about that. My bad. My mistake. Yep, they turn off the lights every day at 5. So, I have a couple questions, and I've got my Dr. Pepper. Okay. So, first one, can it be fixed? What do you mean? What can it be fixed? Please clarify. What is your favorite meme at the moment? I know that I'm like super delayed on the meme train, but like I'm really into the Curb Your Enthusiasm memes or Curb Your, fill in the blanks, where like somebody will say something and then there's like immediate thing that contradicts whatever just happened. Like my all-time favorite, like I hope this doesn't offend anybody, is the one where the guy is on the news and he's like on air with 2 women and he's like, oh, as they say, sticks like something, but there's always a way to offend a feminist. And then immediately the 2 girls start going off. It's so funny, like just how it happens, whether or not you agree that he was rude or not. It's that one just makes me laugh every time I watch it. Just especially his face too, like gotcha, So it's good. Okay, so that's my favorite meme at the moment. So Bryce is a sweetheart, but has many negative and positive things about him. What are your favorite things about him and favorite things you dislike about him? Okay. Let's see. Well, Anton is very obviously super proud of his son for being so smart and so like Bryce has kept up the family comes first, and he Oh, no, Becca, I think I know what you're talking about. Hang tight. Okay. Bryce is a sweetheart. Okay, so like he's super thankful that Bryce is so studious, that he's so smart. Like, cause like Anton, he's smart in some areas, but he's kind of dumb in other areas. So he's like really thankful that he's got a kid that, to him, intellectually, is doing better than he is. He's super thankful that Bryce, up to this point, I'm assuming, unless there's something I don't know, has been really honest and really upfront, and he's like, yeah, family comes first. Like he took that from Anton, and he's super duper thankful that he keeps family first. In case I haven't made it obvious, Mr. out of character comment hate on my this crush that felt really confident telling me over freaking Anon. Family is hecka important to Anton for sure. And the third thing, I think, would probably just have to be the fact that, like, whenever Anton goes through those really bad lows, Bryce is one of the first people that's like, hey, like, how can I help? What can I do? You're my dad. I want to be here for you. Things that I dislike about him. I think the only complaint that I would have is that Bryce does not talk to his dad, like, hardly ever, unless there's problems. Like, there was never a moment where Bryce is like, hey, Dad, let's go get coffee. It's like, hey, Dad, why the frick are you yelling at my brother again? You know, things like that. Or, hey, Dad, I'm having issues. So, like, I think to Anton, he's like, I'm really glad you're smart, but, like, you're my son. Like, come hang out with me, please. Especially with all the problems that he has with Aries. He would love to just, like, have a son that actually wants to hang out with him, but nobody does. And I don't know if that's me, or if it's just his kids, or whatever the case might be. So I think the only complaint that I/Anton would have is that, like, Bryce has so far never gotten a hold of Anton just to see him. It's typically when there's a problem. So it makes him feel kind of bad. Let me see. I don't know if you meant I was supposed to do 3 things I dislike, because I don't really think I've even got 3. I think that's the biggest one. And Becca, to answer your question, if I'm thinking about the same thing, I would have to say, yeah, it's going to be fine. Don't worry. So you're good. Is there any other questions, my lovely beanie babies, at all today? Let me frick. No, don't be worried. You're good. Is there any other questions? Please don't feel like you're forced. I want to make sure that I get a good amount in, if you guys have any. You know, all 5 of you. Excuse me. I'll give it a minute. If you don't have any, that's fine. It really is fine. Like, please don't feel like I'm forcing you to ask me anything. You've got one, Max. What is up? Why is Max so amazing? I don't know. I think you'd have to ask his mom. His mom is the one that birthed such a celestial being, a divine demigod. I don't know how we have all been so blessed with the lovely, the wonderful, the ethereal, the transcendent Max. That's finna be my new nickname. Go for it, Max. I mean, just TM that. You're good to go. Great. Do. Okay, well, I haven't gotten any more questions, so I'm just going to assume that's it for this live stream. So I'm going to end this live stream as I ended the last one. Do y'all have any prayer requests this Sunday? I ended my last live stream with taking prayers and praying over you guys, especially since I want to make sure that you have an amazing, fantastic week. And so I'd like to start your week off with some good wishes, some good vibes, and some prayers from everybody's favorite hypocritical Christian. So, if you have a prayer request but you do not want to put it on the stream, please DM me. I'm going to wait 5 minutes. And then you can also have the option to go ahead and type, yeah, I'd like a prayer request. But yes, I do remember Evie, don't worry. That if you want a prayer request but you don't want to say it out loud in front of everybody, feel free to tell me that you have an unspoken request and I will just give you a general prayer. So I have Evie. I also have one from Lei Ann. I have one for sister and fiance. They recently, oh my gosh, I am so sorry. Yes, of course, I will absolutely pray for them. Okay, so I have a couple of requests today. Is there anybody else? Don't worry, that wasn't my credit card. That was my student ID. Take a look at this. I've got a coconut head. Yes. Look at me go. I'm so ready to be a suburban soccer mom or an 80s horror film star. Yes. Anything else, you guys? Anything from Max? Anything from Alex? Anything from anyone else? My sister's really struggling. I know that it was for the prayer. Of course, absolutely. I will give it 1 more minute, and then I will go ahead and pray and send you guys off. Okay? Oh, excuse me. Also, I know that y'all are mostly just friends with Anton, but my character Andrew just found out this morning he's going to be a dad. Woo! Congratulations, Andrew. I'll go ahead and put his admin down here in case y'all want to be cool and add him if you haven't already. Yeet. That was a half dab. You want a full dab? Yeet. Thank you. All my other characters gotta have kids since Anton's not allowed to have any because he's got 86 of them. By 86, I mean 86,000. Okay. It's been a minute. Laptop battery's gonna die. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and get the prayers together. Okay? Is that cool with everybody? Cool. All right. So I am going to go ahead and pull up my prayer list. Need to pull up what I needed. 1 sec. Okay. All right. Let's get started. My favorite Beanie Babies. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and pray. At this time, I would just request that you don't have to bow your head, you don't have to fold your hands, you don't have to do anything like that. Just be respectful until I'm done, and then we can do a proper sign off. Cool.
What up, Chief?
That was great. Okay. All right. Here we go. Dear Lord, I'm just so thankful for this Sunday that I got to spend with a little small group of friends today. Thank you for bringing them all here. God, I know that it's just been really awesome. Like these Sunday live streams, so far, this is the second Sunday I've done them, and I'm definitely enjoying getting to spend the time together with my friends. At this time, Lord, I have prayer requests that I would love to just give to you for my friends. things that they have brought to me during our time together, Lord. So I would just like to do this. The first things first is I would like to pray for. Let me open my eyes. I'm so sorry. This is okay. First thing. Okay, so my friend Evie, Lord, her grandma needs prayer. God, you know what's going on with that situation, and I want you to be there, Lord, over her and her grandmother, and just provide the family with that sense of just transcendental comfort, Lord. The only peace that surpasses all understanding that only you can provide, God. I would request that you would also make them both aware that if there is any way that I can help them in a way that you can use me to help them, Lord, I would absolutely be 110% okay with doing that. I would love to pray for my friend Becca's sister and her fiance. Lord, you know that losing a child is probably one of the most painstaking griefs that any parent or any person could experience, God. You know that they are going through a lot right now, Lord. And so I would just ask that you would be there during this time of comforting and grief, Lord, and that I have been informed that they're going to continue trying to have a child. And so I just ask that you would bless their efforts, Lord, that you would be there for them and protect the child that is to come. And if they are meant to have this child, Lord, that it would happen in the most miraculous, beautiful, wonderful way, the way that only you, Lord, you could do. I would also like to pray for my friend Max's sister, who is struggling with an illness right now. Lord, I would ask that you would bring forth that healing, Lord. You are the great physician. You are the good doctor. No pun intended. I'm still praying. Sorry, I just gotta look for something. I apologize. I ask that you would just be there for her and in this time. You would just heal her and be good to her, Lord. Um, I'm not too sure whether or not I'm supposed to say the name of the friend for this next request, but I'm gonna put this request out there. Lord, I have she's having issues with her boyfriend and herself, and so Lord, I would just ask that you would be in that relationship and that you would guide them both, that you would bless the relationship, that you would give them both direction and clarity as opposed to how they're supposed to handle everything. God, I just ask that you would be there. She's a lovely girl, and I've never met the boyfriend, but I would assume that if they are meant to stay together, Lord, that you would be there for them. So I just ask that your hand be over that relationship and be there with them. I also pray for the friends that couldn't make it to the live stream today, Paige and Sarah Jane and Onish, and I pray for Rob and blessing his efforts, and I pray for just all of my friends and Bonnie, who I know that she needs some help right now, Lord, with feeling some sort of peace, and for Sarah and for all the other admins that I just love and adore bunches, and even pray for my enemies, the people that don't like me, because I want them to live blessed lives, God. And it is in your name that I pray. Amen. Thank y'all so much for joining me today. My laptop is about to die, so I kind of have to make this quick. But I love you all, and I'm so excited that we got to spend this Sunday together, and I will see you again next Sunday. Thanks so much for hanging out with me. Toodles!